I wrote down what I think is the best sentence in that entire thing. You can't beat someone who refuses to quit. You can't beat someone who refuses to quit. Let me tell you something. That's true. At some point, you can outwill the obstacle. When I was a kid, I remember getting a Christmas gift one year. And I opened it up, and it was in a box, and it was an inflatable. And my dad said, this is, because as a kid, I liked boxing for some reason. My dad was a boxing fan, so I'd watch boxing with him, and I liked boxing. And so one year he got me some boxing gloves and this inflatable dude it was like a boxer essentially, painted on a plastic blow-up thing, and it had the weighted base to it. So he blew this thing up, and I remember, at first going, okay, this is kind of fun. I can punch this thing and not get in trouble. But when I would punch it, everybody knows what I'm talking about. It would go back, and then it would come back almost faster than it went back. So you'd punch it, go back, boing, and just come right back at you. And I remember thinking, well, this is really kind of cool for about 12 seconds. And then after about 12 seconds, I was getting irritated because no matter how hard I hit this stupid thing, he bounced back. And I got irritated. And I remember my dad laughing about it. He's like, dude, that's what it is. I'm paraphrasing. My dad never said that. I don't know if my dad ever said dude in his life. But anyway, the point is, I punch it, and I'm getting irritated, and he's laughing. He said, that's what it's supposed to do. It's working on your reflexes, and it comes back. But let's talk about this for a second. There's some truth in this little story. We want to knock stuff down. What I was dealing with there is I wanted to knock that thing down and look at it and stand over top of it and, gloat a little bit. Like, hey, I just punched you and knocked you out. It got irritating when it started popping back at me. Now, that's how we ought to be. We ought to be like that little pop-up thing, that little, whatever you call that thing. What do you call those, for heaven's sakes? The little plastic bounce back, who knows? It doesn't matter. Here's the point. Your obstacle will eventually get frustrated. Think about it. It may be an inanimate object, of course. It may be an actual scenario, a circumstance. You will outlast the obstacle if you have a mentality, an attitude that stupid airbag had that would just keep popping back up every time I hit it. It became a part. It's just what it did. And so if you have the mindset and the attitude for that, then I get, I'm just going to pop back up. Keep punching me, obstacle. I'm going to keep popping back up. And so when you pop up at some point, then whatever that obstacle was or whatever is hitting you is going to go away, and you've outlasted it. It's an attitude. No matter what hits me and knocks me down, I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to pop back up in an irritating way. Hey, it's guaranteed. Boom, I get hit. Boom, I'm getting back up. And that kind of attitude is not only what it takes to persevere, but it's attractive. And people see that and they say, oh, I want to be like that, or I want somebody like that on my team.